labyrinth behind them dim, yet something pulse beneath the floor. A tremor wrapped in silence, deeper than the mimicry before. Subinac, dim to violent hum. The needle glow with static pain. You've healed the chamber's echo, it said, but not the wound that still remains. He descended into memory's root, a corridor made not of sound, but of all the words he never spoke, the ones that crumbled underground. The halls were shaped by childhood tones, warped lullabies and sirens near. His mother's voice, afraid motif, looped soft and vanished into fear. Each step he took collapsed the dream, each breath unearthed forgotten dust. He passed through rooms of stuttered truth where prophecy had turned to rust. And there within a tape-hit storm, he saw himself a younger frame, repeating lines that weren't his own, just shadows dressed in someone's name. I rhymed for safety, not for fire. The echo child began to say, trapped inside a cadence cage, I bartered soul to earn a play. He reached to touch the memory's face, but suddenly he pulled the tether back. Some wounds were played to warn, not heal. Some loops exist to trace the lack. The walls were bleeding headlines now, samples twisted into chains. Punchlines stitched to pain denied, hooks engraved with market names. He walked through booths where prophets wept, their verses gutted, trapped in trend, and felt the ache of every bar that never had the chance to end. A council formed of silent tones, no bodies, just harmonic fields. Their voices entered through his skin as rhythm spoke what speech concealed. The feedback wound, they said his one was born when meaning lost its weight, when truth was priced and sold in charts, when silence bowed to clickbait fate. To close the breach, the elder saying, you must not fight but realign. Reclaim the tone from trauma's grip, restore the soul of every line. He nodded, slowed and raised the needle, traced the glyph of soundless grace, and stitched one phrase to empty bars. Forgiveness makes a sacred place. The chamber surged and fell to calm, the hits replaced by breathing light. The wounds no longer screamed in loops, they pulsed with possibilities. Flight, Subinac, renewed in tone, emerged within his chest once more. The wound is closed, but only now may we return to earth's restored. He rose with steps that sang of death, the wound now sealed in living breath. No longer just a soldier's path, but one that crossed through life and death. Each verse he carried now contained a tone no mimic ever faked, the one that speaks in quiet flame, create the world your silence makes. Dimensions like syllables falling from ancient minds unsaved into a city of crystalline grids where the elders of Saturn have long since paved each street of sentence, every turn of phrase. This realm is built on spoken law. Their voices shape terrain in towers. One whisper bends the air like straw. They greet me clad in resonance robes, telepathy soaked in static gold. You walk between like wind and myth, what verse have earthlings yet to hold? I speak of labels, twisting truth of culture sold in plastic guise. They scowl and chant, then words must burn until the usage purifies. I leap again, my form dissolves, rebuild this fractal dragon smoke, arriving at the crimson vaults where Venus councils never broke. The queens here glide on rhythm threads, they thread through warps and melody. We sang your love before your hate, but earth forgot the remedy. I kneel in full transmission mode, Subinac pulsing at my spine. The queens download galactic chords to override the viral mind. One lays a palm across my chest, she sings deliver this demand. That harmony is not a dream, but Earth's original command. I break the sound wall, land in Rome 2025's corrupted twin, where TikTok ghosts and dopamine gods devour the youth from deep within. I phase inside a broadcast tower, unseen by eyes, unheard by mics. I leave a bomb of healing speech encrypted deep in megabytes, then gone again. I blaze through mirrors, emerging Alpha Centauri's field, where lion sages write with lightning scars on stars refuse to yield. They chant through null geometry, rewriting fate with spiral knives. Whoops, scratch that, no spirals now. We forge with helix lives. I'm giving maps of planetary pain, where false grids suffocate the flame. They ask, do humans still speak truth or merely mouth what earns them fame? I vow to carry verses, torch to plant the seed of culture back. To use Subinac, a sonic forge, and launch this planet off the track. One final leap, I touch the void where dead tongues learn to dream anew. And from the darkness comes a spark, the breath of self, remember true. The music of the stars is us, the syllables, the soul, the song. And I will not return to dust until the truth returns to strong.